Welcome, everybody. I'm Joe from the Game House. Today we'll be doing a Tennessee Titans mock draft. The Tennessee Titans are up in our NFL mock draft series. We'll be doing a mock draft for every team before the 2025 NFL draft. Probably two, one before free agency and then one after as we go along here. We'll see how these things go. We have the NFL mock draft database simulator. I like it because it meshes all the big boards from across the internet together to make their big board. And I think that makes it a little bit more realistic than using just one site's mock draft database. So we're going to try to do that. And we're also going to decline all trades as we go along. Just trying to keep it as realistic as possible for now and kind of go through with the exercise. So the Titans have the number one pick, first team on the board. Not a great year to have the number one overall pick because the quarterbacks maybe aren't as good as past years. While they are ranked 1 and 3 on this big board, I don't have a first round grade on either of the quarterbacks in this draft class that are talked about going in the top pick. I personally have Shedeur Sanders higher. I like the timing and the anticipation he plays with. He can kind of extend plays outside of the pocket too. Maybe not the greatest athlete, but he can do pretty well. And then Cam Ward has some decision-making issues that kind of make it tough. Sometimes he trusts his arm a little bit too much. Sometimes doesn't read the defense clearly. So I'm going to go Shedeur Sanders. Think maybe Brian Callahan will value that accuracy and anticipation because he had that with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. All right, with the second pick. Now, I think I would like to get him another wide receiver. They have Calvin Ridley, but I think I'd like to get him another wide receiver to kind of go with Calvin Ridley to kind of fix things. You could also go offensive lineman. They have J.C. Latham and Peter Skoronski that drafted early, but they're still, plenty of offensive linemen. I think that the depth there could maybe be good. So I'm going to get him a wide receiver. It's much more easy to get an offensive tackle, a wide receiver in free agency. So if they do that, and then maybe you don't need a wide receiver there, that is definitely on the table. But a wide receiver class that has not been as good as maybe past years either. So get a wide receiver. Golden has really improved his stock this year at Texas. So I'm excited to see how he does throughout the pre-draft process. All right, so now we're up at pick 102. Could go corner, could go edge, could go with an offensive lineman here. I think we're going to go with Gary Zabel. He's been pretty good at the Senior Bowl so far. Could be a tackle, could be an interior offensive lineman, but it's held up pretty well. And that could really help this Titans offensive line that needs way more protection, especially for a rookie quarterback, even after taking so many guys early in the draft. The next pick, let's go with David Walker. He's been really good at Central Arkansas. Smaller school guy that I think a lot of teams are going to have a lot of looks on. Maybe go earlier than this once they watch his tape. But you need another edge rusher. Let's get him now. Probably we're going to need a corner here at this pick now. But we'll see how the board falls as we kind of scroll down here. I really do like Kobe Bryant. A little bit undersized, but I think he can work out. I think I'm going to go Kobe Bryant here. Undersized, but he battles tough. Maybe a little bit early for him, but they like the pick, obviously. I'm going to go with him. And now I'm kind of looking for maybe best available as we get to this point. We're in the, 169, so maybe best available player. Maybe not by their board, but by my board, by how I see things. So could be a couple different areas here. I'm going to go Luke Lachey out of Iowa. He looked like he had a lot of potential. Then he got injured at Iowa, so I'm excited to see maybe if he can kind of come back from that and maybe be a better pro than maybe he showed in his last year at Iowa, which is an offense that we know doesn't always produce the best players in college, but then they go on to the pros and maybe do a little bit better. The next pick, let's go Nazir Stackhouse, a guy that maybe I think Georgia expect a little bit more out of this season, but still has some good physical tools that can help the interior defensive front for the Tennessee, which they played pretty well. I think that the front 4 or 5 players played pretty well. So we'll see maybe adding him to the mix here late will be good. Waiting for pick 241 to round out this draft. Looking for guys who maybe play special teams, maybe have some ability to get better as time goes on and develop. I think with this one, Tommy Hill wouldn't be a bad pick. We already have a corner, though. Let's go Cody Simon from Ohio State. Just won a national championship. I think he can be productive on special teams for the Titans. And if you get a guy who can be good special teams and maybe produce a little bit for you, that is not a bad 7th-round pick. So let's go back through this draft to kind of recap things before we move along. We have Shedeur Sanders, the number 1 pick. Again, not ideal to have that. I mean, you'd like to maybe have someone, a different quarterback who could be a free agent maybe, or possibly have a better draft class of quarterbacks to choose from. But I would take Shedeur over Cam Ward right now. 35, we have Matthew Golden, a guy who really saw his stock rise up with Texas this year. Had a couple quality receivers there, and he was the one who shined the most. Gary Zabel, the interior offensive lineman from North Dakota State, could play tackle, could play interior offensive line. Showing out in the Senior Bowl could really help that offensive line. That have spent a lot of picks on the last couple of years, but could do better. David Walker, small school guy from Central Arkansas, can help that edge rotation. Kobe Bryant, the Kansas corner, undersized but battles tough. Luke Lachey, the tight end at Iowa, showed promise early in his career, but needs to refine that after some injuries. And then Nazir Stackhouse, the defensive lineman from Georgia, and Cody Simon, the linebacker from Iowa State. Let me know what you guys think of this draft class down below. We'll be doing more for every team, so make sure to tune back in. For now, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.